welcome to the Bread Booth Show. On tonight's episode, I have the creators of the YouTube channel Synthetic PictureHaus, Ryan, Nick, and Lena. And they have Wish It Inc. and a couple other really cool shows, and we talk about that and what they're planning on doing next. So come and join us.
I don't know what venues are. They are both
It's not even an argument.
That's it. I'm saying it. Fairy Godmother only gave you Grant of the Month because she has a weakness for political justice. There, I said it. It was a fluke.
Oh, please. Hannah could wish the pants off you.
I can grant harder wishes with my eyes closed.
I deliver every one of those coins, Travis. She works twice as hard as you do.
Why don't we all just get along?
Shut up, Carla.
Why did they cancel the Knight Rider reboot, huh? It had limitless possibilities.
Hannah, you're more beautiful than a queen.
Oh no. Hannah challenges your fairy ass to a wish-off.
A wish off?
A wish-off. What's a wish-off?
It's a competition between two wish granters, a test of speed, stamina, and fairy tale trivia.
2 granters enter, 1 leaves. Followed by the other grantor, I guess. Nobody dies.
You want a wish off? You got it.
So, hey guys.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited too. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to get a couple wishes granted and it's going to be like all to my benefit, really.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
submit them and we'll see if they get approved.
Yeah. There's a lot of paperwork involved.
That's right. Okay. I have to figure out if I'm going to do the fountain thing or if it's going to be like a lamp, a genie lamp.
Yeah,
I'm
or an
not sure.
eyelash or...
You can do them all and cover your bases.
Yeah.
Good
See what
idea.
happens.
Take care of all of them.
So you guys probably need to check out their show. If you haven't seen it yet, it's called Wish It Inc., right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to have wish granters here with me. And they have actually a few different shows on their YouTube channel, and it's by Synthetic PictureHaus. That's your company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Why don't you guys tell us a bit about it?
We are just about 4 years old this June.
Wow, you guys look so old. I mean,
Together, 1, 2, and 1. Yeah. Nick and I started this back in Colorado in 2000, whatever that would be, 11.
Yeah, 12, 11, one
Yeah.
of those two.
Cool.
And at the time, it was just to make some Portal fan films, the video game Portal.
Nice.
It was like an interest and a hobby of wanting to make videos, and it was that sort of intersection. And that went okay for like the summer, and then we made a fake mockumentary about Aperture Science, a science research company in Portal.
Yeah.
And then it blew up, and we were on
Wow.
we were in Xbox Magazine UK, and we got covered on like Kotaku and IGN and G4 TV, little articles, little things.
Yeah, the fans of the video game went crazy for it. They really loved it.
We eventually wanted to do something or like original, our own stuff, because we didn't want to keep making something that belonged to somebody else for
Right.
so long.
Yeah.
So.
Did you guys have to how did that work? Because you're doing it totally separate from them, but then it sort of becomes like part of their video game, like in a way, right?
Valve, the company that creates that, they're great. And they're very open, and they had a really great response to the work that they were doing with the Portal films. But it's just really exciting to be making something original now.
Yeah. That's so cool. And then you guys made up Wish It Inc. was the next thing that you guys did?
Yeah.
That was this guy.
That was my idea that I came up when I was in film school. They had an assignment where you had to create a concept for a TV show and pitch it to the class, and I'd completely forgotten about that.
Oh no!
So I came up with the idea half an hour before class.
Oh my god!
And that's where I came up with the idea. Oh, what if it was kind of like The Office, or it takes place in an office setting, but it's magical characters and whatever. And luckily I passed the class, so it must have been decent. And then when we moved out to California, I casually mentioned the idea to my aunt, and she was like, "You've got to make that." So we did.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get started? You just got a few friends together and did the first episode, or how did you guys get rolling?
It was like, well, so once we started putting together, like Nick was starting to write a script, and it was like, they're like 12-minute-ish episodes. So it was this massive script and an office space, and we said, this is going to cost money.
Because of the office space, mainly, right?
Yeah.
Right, finding locations. Well, and when you're out here, especially when you're making something original, like they wanted to make it as high quality as possible, which means hiring talent, renting really good equipment.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Thank you. And it's with a skeleton crew. It's very exciting.
Yeah. two skeletons.
Yeah. There's like 2 people behind those cameras. Just 2 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's our friend Cooper and Santiago, and they'll be shooting with us again. But they were
amazing.
Part of the biggest reason we were able to do what we did. But before we got to all that, we said, how do we fund this? How do we get anybody on board with an original idea? We'd luckily run into Seth Green, who...
Oh, that's handy.
Just ran into him.
But we just had a conversation about making stuff, and as someone who, he and some people made Robot Chicken, and
they started doing their own original content. They've been through the process.
And they were encouraged to kind of do their own thing. And we said, well, how do we do this? Maybe we adapt it to make it easier, or base it on something. I don't know. We went through a lot of versions of how do we make this so that people want it. And he really just said, if you got to make your own thing. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it was a good inspiration and jumping off point to say, okay, we'll do it, and we'll go for crowdfunding, and if we get it, we get it, and if we don't, then that's that. So we turned to Kickstarter for the first time, and we actually raised some money.
It's what they would call, like, there's micro budgets in filmmaking, and this would be like a microscopic budget.
Yeah, it was.
But it was something. It was a foundation. And
it covered the bases, but the biggest thing, the biggest reason we were able to do it is that everybody was sort of volunteering their time. They wanted to be there to contribute, do something fun, be a part of something cool, and that was in large part due to the script.
It's pretty funny, I have to say. It's quite amusing. Did you write all of the lines that are in it, or is it a little bit like sort of on the spot, or what?
It's all scripted out, but the thing is, our whole cast basically is made of incredibly talented comedians, and they are so good at making funny lines that I've written even funnier than they already are, which is really frustrating as a writer. It's like, well, I thought it was funny.
Why didn't I think of that?
And then they just said something funnier, so we'll keep that one, I guess. But no, it's all like written. I write all the episodes, and there's always like in every episode there's a few lines that actor came up with an idea, or they wanted to change a word, and it was perfect.
They gave us, because we're both actors in the series as well,
right?
And on set there was a lot of just good vibe freedom to play, and if you had an idea, there was the opportunity to say, hey, I want to try this. Can we do it one more time? Can I try this one?
Awesome.
And sometimes those were like the perfect ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were weird and they didn't work. But
yeah.
So it was a great experience. It's the most fun I've had on set since I've been out in Los Angeles working.
Amazing. That sounds so cool. And so how are you like sort of helping produce and behind the scenes, or like what role do you play?
How many jobs do you have?
How many jobs?
It's an indie show, so I can imagine everything, right? Yeah.
Well, the thing I do first and foremost is direct.
Cool.
So when we're on set, kind of running that part of the show. And then in pre-production, Nick and I both kind of play producers, and then Lena's actually come on board to produce with us.
Cool.
For season 2.
Luckily.
Nice.
She's a huge help. So we all sort of are playing producers at the moment, and then when we get to set, I'm directing. And then for the YouTube channel, for our social media, for the show, I do all our logos and graphics and visual effects. And
wow.
And editing.
Yeah. So
and if you've seen the episodes, there's a lot of really great special effects within it.
Yeah.
And I've watched him do it, and I still sometimes am like, how did that happen?
I think it's all just happy accidents sometimes, where it's like, I need to Google something, and he clicks R instead of L by accident, and it's like, oh, magic. I'm assuming that's how editing
Yeah,
is.
that's how it works.
I don't really know how it works either. So just a lot of I think we all play a lot of different roles out of necessity, but it's in some ways kind of fun because we get to have creative control in different aspects and see it kind of evolve. And so that sort of improv process that happens on the day with the actors also happens before and during and while we're publishing it and kind of making things. It's sort of constantly evolving and getting to work with each other to make something that we all enjoy doing. Because at this stage in the game, we don't have to make anything that we don't want to make.
Right.
So it's doing the things that we really want to, which is super rewarding.
Yeah.
That's the best. I think that's the best position to be in, and I think also because you can put it on YouTube, and you're not like sort of dealing with a whole TV show type thing. You know, like I don't know. I think it seems to you have more freedom that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting where media is at this point because there's so many different options, and it's both like a blessing and a curse because we get it out there in a way that we wouldn't have access to, maybe 10 years ago, but it's so oversaturated. There's so many things that people could be watching, and trying to like break through that noise and show someone something special can be kind of hard. And so one of the things we're going to focus on a lot with this second season is really reaching out and doing things like this and meeting great people like you and being able to like tell people about the stuff that we're doing in the hopes that you guys will watch it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes, well, that's why I was so excited to have you guys on the show, because I know that you are starting on your season 2 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2 is all written. It's 180 pages. It's a little long.
Yeah. I kind of went overboard.
But so yeah, we're about to launch our IndieGogo. Or actually,
it's probably up. Yeah, it's probably up. So yeah, we'll be crowdfunding for season 2 again. And with this season, everything's literally double. Mm-hmm. Like the amount of time we're going to be shooting has doubled. Our cast size has doubled, which is really exciting. But so the budget has to be doubled too. So the crowdfunding is really important to us.
Yeah. This time we can't just pay the actors in you can have a handful of grapes on set. And
they'll still get grapes.
Yeah, they'll still get food.
Please tell me there's still grapes.
Yeah, there'll still be grapes, but and maybe a couple crackers too. But unfortunately, people need money to pay their rent. We can't ask for 2-3 weeks of their time and not give them anything. So
they'll deserve it. We've got a really exciting cast set up for season 2. So yeah, fingers crossed everything goes perfectly.
Are you allowed to say any of the new cast?
What do we have?
We can. So when we started the channel, we were making Portal fan films. So one cool thing for us and something our fans loved was that there's a killer robot, an AI in the Portal universe. Her name is GLaDOS, and she's voiced by Ellen McLean. And she's an actress up in Seattle, so she plays our fairy godmother. So it's this big sort of this tie-in that sort of we lucked out with.
She's a huge voiceover actress. The fans absolutely love her.
Oh yeah, she's gotten. The funny thing is, because she's gotten awards for this role in this video game where she just plays this evil robot. She's terrible.
You hate her so
much. And then in our show, she's the sweetest, nicest, most grandma-y kind of character.
And in life, she's the nicest woman.
So is this the woman that is the one that runs the office?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fairy godmother.
She's the fairy godmother. It's her company.
Mm-hmm.
And in season 2, we are bringing in her ex-husband, the fairy godfather, who's kind of an antagonist in the show. And I
love it.
He'll be played by her real-life husband, John Patrick Lowry, who is also a huge voice in video game communities.
Wow.
Yeah, does voices for Halo, for Half-Life.
Team Fortress 2.
Team
Sniper. Dota 2.
Yeah, Dota 2.
So many.
That's like a perfect couple right there.
Oh yeah, and they're perfect together. And he's a man of a million different voices, and we got a great one out of him. And there's one game where he voices 14 different characters in one game, but all of them sound different. So he's an amazing chameleon, and we're so happy to have him join our season.
And they're both really, really wonderful on camera as well, and that kind of goes back to what we're doing kind of since it's on our own, since we're putting it out there on our own terms. We can take these people and put them in front of the camera and give them some live action time in a way that maybe somebody might not think of because they're like, oh, they're voice actors, but they're incredible on camera.
Yeah, she voices a killer robot, but Ellen is also a classically trained opera singer.
What?
And she's performed at the White House, and it's it's crazy what she's capable of. But most people just know her as some lady who sits in a booth.
Video game.
Yeah.
Wow, Wow, that's so cool that you guys are giving them that like opportunity to actually be on film too.
And to hate each other, which they love each other.
Yeah,
So it's fun.
they're like the sweetest couple, and then this whole season they just fight the whole time, and it's the funnest thing to watch.
That's amazing. I love it.
We also have Amber Ruffin returning for
Yes.
season 2. She played Cherie, the genie.
Okay.
And she's had an amazing year. Shortly after season 1, she was hired to write for Late Night with Seth Meyers.
Amazing.
Up in New York City. And she's the first Black woman ever to hire for late night television, to write for late night television. And she's so funny.
She is so funny. I was
can't
like,
wait to have her back.
I thought when I saw the show, I was like, she must be a stand-up comedian. Like, she's really funny. Her timing is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So luckily, because we were so scared, she got snatched up to go to New York
I know she had to
and
move.
Yeah.
get this great job. And we said, would you be willing to come back and do our show? And she said, yes, I'm totally in. So
Awesome. That's really
so
good.
We got her.
How did you guys like cast the show in the beginning?
It was everything. I think was a fluke.
Yeah, it was
Really,
all
I mean,
accident.
Especially
in a
me,
way. Yeah.
which was fun. 'cause
We met.
I-
On
Yeah,
a-
how did this happen?
we met on a short film. It was a drama. It was very heavy. There were a
Very
lot of
dark.
drugs.
It's like
Implied.
drug,
We weren't doing drugs.
sex, and like it was kind of like a Requiem for a Dream style short film,
Okay.
which is not normally my thing.
And not normally.
You're
my
like,
thing.
oh, hi guys.
So we were all on set together because he was the director of photography and Nick was doing gaffing and lights.
Yeah,
And
I do like it.
yeah, and so every
Wow.
time they would cut, you kind of have to charge your batteries and refresh a little bit when you're working with something so heavy.
So intense.
And so we would
Shake
joke
off
and
the
laugh.
drugs and the
yeah,
murder.
exactly. We'd be like, "Oh, yay!" And so we would joke around on set, and I got to know them, and that's when they were like, "We're doing this thing, and I think you'd be good for this."
Yeah, she
Sure.
was too funny not to drag into our little ensemble.
And that's how casting everybody else has been. It's
Yeah.
been finding really funny people, and if we had a project, pulling them into them right away, or saying, hey, take a business card or a phone number, like, let's keep in touch. We want to use you for something, absolutely anything in the future. And that's basically been everybody. People we've just kind of met, we kind of handpicked. We haven't had any casting sessions. It'd be kind of fun too someday, but it's really fun to just get to see really funny people you want to work with, and it's just reaching out to them. And people have been so positive and so like just chasing after it with us, and it's made it really fun on set.
I think that's a lucky thing about living in Los Angeles too, because like all our friends are so talented.
Yeah.
They're so talented, they're so exciting, and it's just a matter of like you want to work with everybody, and so finding that opportunity to bring them in it's always really exciting when you're like, yes.
I think that sounds so fun because one of the things about making a YouTube show would be like when you have these people that you have friendships with and you get along with so well and they all really believe in the project together, it's almost kind of like the best situation, it seems like.
Yeah.
And it makes set really fun.
Oh yeah, and like you were saying before, we get so much freedom to do so many things that we couldn't do if we worked for a network or worked for. Not to say that we won't work for a network.
Yeah, I know, right? Like
I will
Comedy
work
Central or
for a network.
whichever, yeah.
But yeah, at this stage, we have a lot of freedom. It's interesting. Our show is about 12 minutes long per episode,
Yeah.
and for YouTube, that's like an hour.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Because most things are like 3 to 5 minutes.
I know.
So we're actually kind of working under TV parameters in a way on our own. Like it's a sitcom style show versus something very internet based, like a vlog or unboxing.
Yeah,
all
and
those
the
other
cool thing is
things.
that our fans have kind of just been on board with that. We don't get comments, oh, this is too long, I don't want to watch it. The first couple of our Portal videos that were successful were 22 minutes, which is super long, and 15 minutes. And that was like, one of them was like an arty kind of drama, and one of them was like a mockumentary. So the cool thing is, like, even through that and our different shows and formats, that the fans have been loving what we do, and they're very vocal about it. And they're really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of followers. You have a lot of people watching the show, and I think that's amazing.
It makes us very happy, and especially when the internet can be a very strange place and kind of harsh. The fact that everyone's so nice and so kind, it's very
Oh, you're talking about those
energizing.
commenters?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, don't read the comments, and I'm like, I love our comments.
I don't have.
They're all so sweet.
Yeah.
The YouTube comment section can easily be like a battlefield, and it can be really scary, and it's sometimes just easier to not read them. And I love getting getting, notifications every, few minutes, or especially when a video goes up, it's just like rolling in. Just really nice comments, people saying that they love the show or what their favorite moment was.
Aw, so cool.
Yeah. We
it's
have
really
the
inspiring.
best fans.
We do.
Aw, that's so cool. Well, thank you for being good fans and watching the show, and then tell all your other friends too to come and check it out. Send the link and share it.
That helps a lot. It really does. Yeah.
That's so cool. So you guys are working on raising funds for this next season, and what is your goal? What are you guys going for?
Oh, that's me. $70,000.
Yeah.
It's a little high.
It's
no, not that high.
For us, it's a lot, but in terms of making that much stuff, it's nothing. It's really, that kind of money buys you nothing in the real world. So for us to take that budget and say, okay, this will pay for everything, is really actually kind of a miracle that it works out that way.
Well, how many episodes are going to be in the new season?
They're gonna be 12 episodes again.
Cool.
Probably around the same time, if not a little bit longer. But yeah, 12 solid episodes, all around 12 to 15 minutes each. If we get enough funding, hopefully we can add in a 13th Christmas special episode,
Love
or
to do a Christmas
something
special.
something special like that. But yeah, we're sticking with the 12. Mostly because it's so hard to shoot so many in so little time.
But there might be some fun extra videos. I think both one of the perks and something we really want to do. One of the perks of the IndieGogo and something we really want to do on the show is that Travis, who's the head fairy, and Yvette, who's the wish operator, are kind of very catty and very mean together.
We're not nice people. You like us, but we're not nice people.
It's pretty funny the rivalry that you guys have going on.
Oh, yeah.
One of Nick's ideas was that they get their hands on Carla's diary and they just kind of read it out loud.
Yeah.
I would love that.
So those would be fun little
extra videos.
And she has such a deadpan face when she says things. I'm just like, oh my god, how does she keep it together?
The best part about that is she's the exact opposite in real life. She's the most bubbly, bouncy person you could ever meet, and then on camera she has to
That's so
I'm
crazy.
really nasty.
And we're all dying on camera.
Everybody's laughing. And I think that's what I love about that video is that it gets to include one of our favorite things in the show is that Lena's character, Carla, is the worst person on the planet.
Everyone hates me.
But for no reason.
I'm really
She's
nice.
the nicest girl and everybody hates her, which is so much fun because Lena is the nicest person in the world. And nobody hates her.
Everyone hates me.
No. Nobody hates you.
Well, and it's another thing where the fans have kind of become involved in that. I think there was one day where the video wouldn't upload right, and so it was delayed. And they went to Twitter and they were like, "It's Carla's fault.
Yeah.
We hate her."
Yeah.
And I love it. I encourage it. I'm like, "That's right, guys. I'm the worst."
Oh, that's so awesome.
That was actually one of the things. Sorry. That was actually one of the things that sort of evolved on set was as we were improvising or as we were trying to sort of embellish a scene or something, we would bring Carla into the mix where she wasn't in the script before. Yeah. And then the fans loved it. So because of how much everybody's responded to Carla, her role in season 2 has just come up significantly.
Yay!
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, all our Wish It fans get a lot more Carla to hate.
Yeah, they're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
And you guys also have your other show, which is Fairy Tale Therapy, right?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Yeah, it's a smaller, shorter, quicker, punchier show. Fairy Tale Therapy. It was an idea I pitched. It was a shower idea I pitched to Nick, and I said, "What if we had a show?"
Not in the shower. You had it. No. You had the idea while showering, and then you leaned out.
Both are
I got an
also
idea.
And then he very quickly wrote us up 8 little scripts, and they feature the genie, the witch, the Queen of Hearts, Goldilocks,
Prince Charming,
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid.
That's right.
And Jack the Giant Killer, and that's
Nick.
me.
That's gonna be the next one.
Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin. And,
yeah, they're really fun, and they're exactly what you think, where it's iconic fairy tale characters coming in for a therapy session. In the real world kind of thing, and highlighting the absurdity of these stories that we tell our children.
Yeah, because when you look at those old Grimm's fairy tales and you look at them pretty closely, they're pretty messed up.
They are. They're so
they're-
crazy.
yeah.
I know.
Lots of eating children.
Darkness.
Yeah.
We just went back. Sort of the inspiration was for the show was reading some of the original untranslated Grimm fairy tales, the first edition, and every story is like by the end of it, 90% of everybody is dead.
Yeah. So, like,
So-
these people should all be in like
therapy.
serious medical.
Yeah.
They're like, are you guys ready for bed? Let's read a story.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then they all died. Sweet dreams.
Don't leave your room.
Let's try something. It's called aversion therapy. Now, whenever you feel like stealing, I want you to hold your breath and don't let it out until it's uncomfortable. Are you doing it now? Mm-hmm. Is it working? All right. Come on. Are those my keys?
What do you want me to say?
So yeah, so that's been a really fun series. We shot that in a weekend.
In a weekend, yeah.
Yeah, just nailed it out. Yeah, very quickly. We only had the space for like 2 days.
Yeah, it was a really cool space that we sort of borrowed. It looked like a therapist's office, very high class, and we had a weekend to do it. We had a weekend with the equipment, and that's about as much time as we could afford. So it was another sort of like volunteer type.
Yeah. Calling up those actors last
Situation.
minute and be like, hey, do you want to be in a thing? You get to play a wicked witch.
yay.
It's fun because it also gives us something to put on the channel because in order for like the quality that we want from the web series that we're doing with Wish It, it takes time and especially with YouTube, people want stuff. They want to see things. They want to see activity happening. They want content.
So you can still put those out while you're working on
Exactly.
the next stuff.
Yeah, something that's simpler. It's in one room. We can write a lot. They're fun.
They're
funny.
so funny.
Thank you.
I love it. It's really cool.
Yeah,
so
so that was fun.
that's the plan going forward, is to have a few types of smaller shows like that, if not like also a second round of fairy tale therapy.
Yeah.
And Wish It, which is more like our big sort of piece that we love doing. But ultimately just keep, stay busy doing something all the time, always.
Yeah.
How cool. What a fun time you guys must be having. Like, this is like the dream come true, I swear.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
We don't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah, we'll remember that when we're really tired.
Yeah.
It's like, just remember, guys.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Cool. Well, I can't wait for you guys to get started, and everybody go and check out their IndieGogo campaign. Give them some little help there, and we'll get to see more of their show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us on today.
Yeah.
This is so much fun to get to sit and talk.
Can we
Me
take
too.
this?
It's been great.
Yeah.
No, you
Can we
can.
have this?
This is our...
You'll just have to come back later when you guys are doing your next show. Your next series.
yeah.
Yes.
Borrow them.
Thanks again, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for watching Synthetic Picture House on
The Red Booth.